Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Ian Binns here on Twitter posting this. What the heck is going on here? Retweeting out Golden Key's tweet here. Checking out Mr. Loop's tweet, guys, from exactly a year ago today, June the 15th, 2021. Okay, posted this in the evening on June 15th, 2021. ECB. Now we know Mr. Poole does this frequently. He posts, and then, a year later, we notice some kind of connection to an old tweet that was posted about a year ago or so. And now Bloomberg, guys, is posting this today, or did post this morning, June 15th, 2022. Breaking, the ECB's Governing Council will hold an emergency meeting on Wednesday to address the market sell-off. So, the European Central Bank obviously got a lot on its hands today, as many central banks do. And yet Mr. Poole did post this way back a year ago. ECB's Governing Council emergency meeting begins at 11 a.m. local time. So thought that was interesting. I mean, tweeting out the comment ECB, that could really mean anything. And I think it could speak to broader market conditions, whether it was the ECB or the IMF. I'm sure there's something going on today with all of these organizations trying to kind of rein in the economy. But I think the bigger point is, back in June of 2021, the fact that the economy was going to be in such shambles that Mr. Poole knew enough to point our attention to that. So anyway, wanted to thank Ian Binns for posting that. Another one here, guys, from Ian Binns. He sent me this just in a DM. This has to do with the Bilderberg meetings, okay? Back in 2013, now this meeting's held every year. And here are some of the participants, the list of participants from way back 9 years ago, okay? In this list, Susan Athey of the USA, professor of economics and a Stanford graduate from their School of Business. I don't know how long you guys have been in the XRP community, but for those of you guys who have been around for a long time, you've probably heard this name, Susan Athey. Now, she has had a history with Ripple. This is her LinkedIn page, and as you guys can see, she is a graduate, a professor, has been a professor since 2013, and has been a board member of some crypto-related companies, including a Ripple board member, all the way back in 2013. Advisor to Ripple Labs starting in July of 2013, joined the board of directors in April 2014, and then gives a bit of a description of what Ripple, the company, does. So, an interesting connection, especially considering the timeline, the fact that she did join in 2013, or was at least had a connection with Ripple in 2013, finally joined the board of directors by 2014, and yet here from 2013, June 2013, the Bilderberg meetings did include Susan Athey as one of their speakers. So thought that was pretty interesting. Wanted to thank Ian Binns just for pointing us in that direction. There's a lot going on right now, and I know a lot of this is probably distraction from what's really happening, which is basically a great reset of the entire financial system. We talk about the World Economic Forum a little on this channel, the big Great Reset initiative, and how that is affecting many facets of global life for citizens on planet Earth. I'm not going to talk about the medical side to that, but, a big part of this Great Reset, too, has to do with the financial system. The idea is they've created a financial system that is basically collapsing, and they have to reset it, but they want to take cover. They don't want to make it look like it was them who was resetting this. And so, enter inflation, enter money printing, enter, reasons why we'd have to print money, enter lockdowns around the world in certain countries that are still affecting economies, local economies. So, all this is playing into this idea that we need to usher in a new system, but we have to do so under a guise that will not get too many people's feathers ruffled. And there are going to be certain cryptocurrencies that take part in this new financial system, guys. XRP is obviously one of them. I've been starting to focus more on some of the World Economic Forum coins that they mentioned in a paper that they released last summer. And just coincidentally, XRP Crypto Wolf posted this. Institutional investors are betting on 3 of the 6 of those World Economic Forum coins, okay? One of them includes XRP. Institutional investors have moved their bets away from leading cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. So they're taking money out of Bitcoin, taking money out of Ethereum, and putting their money into Cardano's ADA, Solana SOL, and XRP amid a wider crypto market rout. As the total crypto market cap of all crypto assets drops below $1 trillion for the first time since early 2021, CoinShares' digital asset fund flows reports that institutional investors largely moved away from the cryptocurrency space while increasing their bets on the three altcoins mentioned above. According to the report, digital asset investment product flows remain choppy in anticipation of hawkish monetary policy, and steady daily outflows have led to weekly outflows totaling $102 million, with Bitcoin investment products seeing $57 million in outflows last week. The report notes that what pushed BTC into a crypto winter can by and large be explained as a direct result of an increasingly hawkish rhetoric from the US Federal Reserve. So they're taking money out of Bitcoin, guys, out of Ethereum, and backing other cryptocurrencies. So they continue by saying Ethereum also saw outflows of $41 million, bringing its total outflows year to date to $387 million. In contrast, though, its competitor, ADA, saw inflows of $200,000, as did native token of the XRP ledger XRP. Solana seemingly led the market last week for institutional bets, seeing inflows of $400,000, which brought its year-to-date flows to $108 million, far above Cardano's $9.4 million and XRP's $6 million. But the important thing to note here, these are the coins that institutional money, let's not forget these are not retail investors, this is institutional investors, have decided to invest in. And guys, again, just going to bring you this World Economic Forum document, going down to page 17 here. Of the 6 cryptocurrencies, Cardano is on that list, XRP is on that list, and Solana also on that list. So 3 of the 6 being bought up by institutional investors, taking their money out of the main players, which seems obvious, I think, for many who are just looking at the landscape, thinking to themselves, Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top 2, okay, we're going to invest in those. Nope. They're taking money out of those and investing in these altcoins. So thought that was interesting news. Wanted to thank XRP Crypto Wolf for posting that. Also, guys, some XRPL related news, more tech updates here. First release of the Crypto ISO 20022 Interop. That has now been released, and they're allowing SMEs to send and receive payments using XRP in accounting systems, all within the existing ISO 20022 functionality. So not going to go over this in depth. This is just an article posted by Shlobi Dev, one of the developers on this project here, just describing what this is and how it is better for SMEs to handle payments, like, for example, night, weekend, and holiday processing. Obviously better than banks. This is a 24-hour system. International payments can often take days or even weeks. Some of the pain points here just mentioning, and lack of banking integration. The XRPL integration now does take advantage of distributed ledger technology, and that interoperability. Crypto ISO 20022 Interop replaces the banking side of these business workflows with cryptocurrency networks, and in this case, the XRPL, that improves various aspects. And so again, I will leave this in the description of the video for you guys if you want to read the full thing. As a payer, he writes down here, the pain.001 XML files can contain payments in various currencies. Amounts are converted into XRP using the current exchange rate. The XRP equivalent amount of a payment instruction is sent over the XRPL. If an accounting software can export XRP as regular foreign currency into the pain.001 XML, no exchange rate is applied. And so as a payee, you can choose into which target or export currency you would like to convert and receive money to. For every payment, the software looks up the exchange rate at the time a payment was received. Using that exchange rate, received amounts are converted into target currency for export into their receive file, I guess. If an accounting software can import XRP as regular foreign currency, XRP can also be used as a target currency. So just describing a little bit of the technology. I know some of you guys may be tech-minded. It's not my interest so much, but I just thought I'd bring it to you because this is a new functionality on the XRPL and the details there. So again, I'll link this in the description. They've even created a short YouTube video here to describe how all that tech works. So wanted to thank Shlobi Dev here for just keeping us up to date with regards to the XRPL and interoperability. Because I think for a lot of us, we've been inundated with way too much info regarding the Ripple SEC lawsuit, and this dumbass. SEC Chair Gary Gensler suggested that a bill intended to define regulatory rules in crypto could undermine market protections in other areas of SEC jurisdiction. So, the Gillibrand-Lummis bill was released, and Gary Gensler was critical. The regulator warned the bill might enable stock exchanges and mutual funds to escape SEC oversight. So he's now worried that this is going to extend to other asset classes. The bill, intended to specify the rules and roles of crypto regulation, could inadvertently undermine other market protections, says Gary Gensler, speaking at the Wall Street Journal Summit. Gensler suggested many crypto companies are already engaging in behaviors overseen by his agency, pointing to companies that offer yield for staking as one example. Asked about the bill introduced by Lummis and Gillibrand, Gensler said he would rather speak to the lawmakers first, but that from his agency's point of view, and I quote, "What we wanted to do is to continue to protect the role his agency plays in overseeing how companies can raise money from the general public. Frankly," he says, "if I can turn away from the legislation, we don't want to undermine the protections we have in a $100 trillion capital market. You don't want our current stock exchanges, our current mutual funds, our current public companies to sort of inadvertently, by a stroke of a pen, say, you know what? I want to be non-compliant as well. I want to be outside of the regime." That, I think, has been quite a benefit to investors and economic growth over the past 90 years. This is what Gary Gensler is arguing here. The bill, as set out, would assign responsibility for different parts of the crypto market to different agencies. I don't think he's too happy about that, to be honest, and maybe this is why he's lashing out a little bit. As well as address a range of other issues, such as creating a de minimis tax exemption for small crypto transactions. His counterparty at the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, Rostin Benham, previously said the bill does a very good job. So Benham is seeing the benefits of this new bill. Gary Gensler, on the other hand, not seeing the benefits. And I'm going to let you guys in on something. I think it's because his turf is being threatened. The CFTC chief has long advocated for his agency to have greater spot market oversight of crypto, citing the volume of transactions conducted in Bitcoin and Ether, the two largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. Both of these cryptos are commonly accepted as commodities rather than securities that the SEC would oversee. Well, I think Gary Gensler is being backed in a corner, and I think he realizes this, considering what is happening with the Ripple and SEC lawsuit. And the latest updates we have with regards to that lawsuit, I just did a video on that this morning, guys, if you guys want to check that out and still have, and I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner for you. So I feel like, in a lot of ways, the SEC grasping at straws, really trying to formulate some kind of new, it feels like they're trying to figure out something fresh that they can propose to the judge to say, look, we're whatever excuse they're giving. Look, here's what we have. Listen to us. We are right about this. But even just based on the telephonic conference that we all listened to on June 7th, it's sounding as though the judge is getting more and more impatient with their arguments. And so I think now at this point, Gensler is going to have to pivot. And some may even suggest that he's already pivoted. Gonna bring you guys this clip. Documenting Ripple posted this at Ripple Archive on Twitter. Gary Gensler takes a significant step back now and admits there are multiple tokens that are clearly not securities. So the pressure is building. And this was streamed. This was a 42-minute segment here with Gary Gensler and Bob Pisani, senior markets correspondent at CNBC. This is from the Compass Summer Investors Conference 2022 from the Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Organization. Just posted over there on their YouTube channel, streamed yesterday. Gary Gensler taking a step back. Listen to this.
Raising money from the public, and the public's anticipating a profit based on some group of entrepreneurs. That's a security. And the public needs to be protected. And that's what Congress said. That's not what we're saying. There are some small number of tokens that predecessors talked about that may not meet that test that are commodities. And they may even have a large percentage of the crypto market. But for the bulk of the tokens in the market, the bulk of the numbers of tokens, they have attributes of securities, and that protection is important. We look forward to weigh in on this, but in the meantime, Bob, we're going to use the authorities we have. We're not looking for any additional authorities. We're just use the authorities we have, whether it's on crypto tokens, most importantly, the crypto exchanges and the lending platforms. We've seen again.
So it sounds to me like he's taking a bit of a step back. He says, and I'm paraphrasing, that there could be a certain amount of cryptocurrencies that don't fall within the securities. under the securities law, and so those would be regulated in a different way. Whereas you remember before he was saying, I think most cryptocurrencies would be considered securities, especially if they launched an ICO at the time of inception, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum specifically. But now Gary Gensler almost sounding like he is stepping back on that comment and now focusing on regulating exchanges and the choke points, right? The on-ramps, the off-ramps. This is what's really kind of worrisome because it will affect how you and I are able to, whether it's purchase cryptocurrency through an exchange or even withdraw our profits once we've cashed out. The one thing I really don't want government to touch, and I'm sure you guys are probably in agreement with me, is private cold storage wallets. Now, again, I use the Ledger Nano. I have an affiliate link in the description. If you guys don't have one yet, you can use the link if you want to purchase a cold storage solution, which basically ensures the security, not your keys, not your crypto. And so if government starts to tackle that, that's where I'm going to be a little concerned. If they force you to have your cryptocurrency custodied on some kind of exchange, I think that will create an uproar. Nevertheless, it hasn't happened yet. Gary Gensler, though, clearly pivoting since, at least a year ago, saying, all cryptocurrencies or most cryptocurrencies are securities. Now taking a step back, I think the Ripple SEC lawsuit has opened the SEC's eyes to the fact that, this is more nuanced than we originally thought. We can't just paint all cryptos with one brush. And now they're going to pay for it. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.